And as Brian Libby was talking, I just did a quick list of a number of spaces that to me are those cultural treasures which help define our community. I think of the Halpern sequence, perhaps the greatest work in the 20th century of landscape design. I think of Tom McCall Waterfront Park, which is unparalleled as a riverfront park. I think of Pioneer Courthouse Square, which once upon a time, as Mike Lindbergh always reminds me, passed on a 3-2 vote of the council. It was the third vote. I think of this City Hall, which underwent a substantial renovation not long ago, and one of the people sitting up here was criticized at the time for aspects of that, but now is really a crown jewel of downtown. And I think of the train station. I think of Love Clark Commons, which recently was, I believe the mayor was at an event where it received the highest award for architecture in this past year. And those are all public buildings and public spaces, and all of them have either gone through or are in the process of going through substantial renovations to make sure that future generations can enjoy them. As Amanda said, these things are in the eyes of the beholder, and I've never tried to cast my vote on whether I cared more for baseball or hockey, or whether I thought this building was more beautiful than this building. But I will say personally, when Brian said that great cities preserve and protect their cultural treasures, I would have to say that that's true of great American cities and great cities of the world. And these are our cultural treasures. These are our equivalent of the great spaces. And long before I came out here, I remember watching, the view from a helicopter of Memorial Coliseum before a basketball game, and I always associated that Coliseum with Portland. I think one thing we've learned today is that apparently you can be 12 years old and allowed unaccompanied by an adult into a Beach Boys concert. I would hope that that doesn't reflect the current practices of the operators of this facility.
He said he wasn't with his parents.
The next time a 12-year-old shows up for an adult concert, we should direct them across the street to Disney on Ice and arrange something like that. But the beauty of a democracy is we can have different views on this, and I have enormous respect for Randy's view on this and the good fight that he waged, and I have great regard for what the mayor is trying to accomplish here. And he's been criticized for not being ambitious enough, or being too limited in the vision, or it reminds me of the emails I'm getting on Occupy Portland. And probably at some point we have to acknowledge we found some kind of happy medium. But the most important thing is we have been told for some time, please act, move forward. And today's action allows us to move forward. And I think it is I look forward to the day when Memorial Coliseum, which has been disinvested in for all too long, is returned to its glory. Because from my point of view, it's an iconic building and a signature building in our cultural landscape. Aye.
Adams. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks for the support of the City Council. In addition to those that I've already thanked, I'd like to thank Nina and Kevin and Peter Perso and Kimberly Schneider for him, who had this job, Kia Selly, who also worked on this. It's a really tough project. There's a reason why 17, 18 years has elapsed without a decision around Veterans Memorial Coliseum. There's a reason. Part of that was funding, and to come up with as a creative, it doesn't impact the general fund approach to getting this restored and renovated in these tough times is doubly remarkable. So thank you all very much for your good work. Aye. Can you please call the vote for 1241?
On 1241, Mayor, we received an email from Jim Van Dyke yesterday asking to refer it to your office because they're working on some changes.
Oh, it's a non-emergency.
It is a non-emergency.
So it continues on until next week. So unless there's objection, 1241 is referred back to my office. So Dunn, can you please call the vote on 1242?